Hi, this is a brief overview of the computer assistive technology that your student is using in either Algebra 1, Geometry, or Algebra 2. The students are using a program called Carnegie Learning, and they've been working on the textbook, and this is just going over the computer component. At school, the students will have an icon called Carnegie Math, and they'll double-click on the icon, and this opens up this window in Firefox. That's the recommended browser in Firefox, to where the students enter their school username and password. If you're working on it at home, the students know how to access it via the website. They may even have it bookmarked. So what we ask students to do is we ask them to enter in their school ID. If they're doing it at school, it's already been saved. And then they enter in their username and password. We're always clicking on the Cognitive Tutor Prime. And as the students are waiting, if you have any pop-up issues or different resources at home, you may need to contact the Carnegie support system for that type of system requirements. At school, sometimes in Firefox, it opens up in a different window, and the kids have to watch a loading bar load, and then they come to a home screen. On the home screen, it tells the table of contents of what the students are working on in their particular course. It gives a message, and there's a lot of built-in messages that the students can read. Some teachers have chose to put things on their calendar to kind of help the kids stay on pace. And the students can earn badges in this program. And if you click up here, the badges for the students kind of show up, and they'll give you ones like this: 3 problems in a row, no hints or errors, medal in 3 fluency tasks. So kind of earn things for doing work on the program. If they click back to home, again, it's the table of contents, and the Start button takes the students to their current progress. So Johnny's Start button could be different than Jane's Start button. It depends on where the students are working. If the students have completed some units before, they can always go back to it, and it looks like this in terms of review. I'm going to review the very first lesson in the Algebra 2 course. So when we click on the first lesson, and any lesson, even the Start button, it tells you the unit the students are in and the name of the unit, and it tells you how many sections are in that unit. So there's 1 section in this unit. And when they log in or they click on this, there's going to be some lesson things they need to read through. If they've been working in class, much of it parallels what the students are doing in the classroom. So a lot of this is just review, or it's foreshadowing of what they're going to do in their next class. So they can scroll through, they can read about it. If they're unsure, obviously these are links, and it takes them to a glossary. The glossary gives them a definition, gives them pictures. They can have it in Spanish or in English. They can close that out. It has the students work through examples, and it gives the answers to the examples. And we always suggest that the students have out their notebook paper, take some notes, as well as try some of the examples listed. So they'll read through. The examples are fairly large in size, so it feels like the lesson is very long. At the very bottom of the lesson, after they've gone through their examples, they have check understanding. And this is just to see, did you read the lesson carefully? Do you understand what you're going to be asked to do in the following parts? Since I've already answered this, I clicked on the review. I've already answered it 1 time, so I can only click show answers. The first time through, the kids can pick. It will tell them if they're wrong. It will tell them if they're right. And after you've completed it, it saves your answers for you. Then at the very bottom, if you're in a new section, it will say Start Problems. In review, you just click on the number 1, and it takes you to the problems. And it loads. And what it tells you is, it tells you what you're going to do. You're starting a new section. It says Identifying Key Characteristics of Graphs of Functions, and there are recommended ways to learn. So you're going to always start with a step-by-step example. This just, I guess it says, helps you figure out what the computer wants you to do. It doesn't penalize you, And then after you go through the step-by-step example, then you go on to practice problems, and those are the ones that are part of the adaptive technology. In the step-by-step, see step-by-step, step-by-step, there's always a helper or a friend, and it tells you what to do. It says, look at the graph. How many times does the graph cross the y-axis? And if you click the right answer, it turns up in green, and it gives you a little check mark. Then she tells you what to do. A y-intercept always has an x-coordinate of 0. Drag the tracer to the point where the graph crosses the y-axis to find the point's y-coordinate. So in step-by-step, it tells the students exactly how to use the program without penalizing them, and then the students type in the answers. And I'm going to type in this one correctly, or incorrectly, excuse me, and then they can say, in step-by-step, it says, oh, you forgot the negative sign, just correct it and you're okay. So step-by-step doesn't penalize you. It will highlight, for example, if I pick the wrong answer, it will highlight in red, and then in step-by-step, it actually tells you the right answer and then highlights it in green. So the students do have to do a little bit of reading as they go through here. Again, you have to drag, as she says, to the x-intercept. Try to get as close as you can. It should lock into place, and then you type in the correct answer. Asks you and shows you what to do again. Does it have a minimum value? No. Does it have a maximum value? Yes. It asks you the maximum value, so you would drag. 4 is the maximum x value. Then it asks the students to do this. So this is all not penalizing the students. If they type it in incorrectly, she will tell them the right answer. Again, if I type incorrectly, she will tell me the right answer. If I type it incorrectly, she'll still tell me the right answer, so don't forget my sign. And so in the step-by-step, they really walk you through exactly what you need to practice. So it's like that things that used to be in your textbook, now they're actually popping up and working through it with you. After you complete the step-by-step, it says you're done with the step-by-step. Here are some helpful hints for completing your problems. So use the hint when you get stuck, track your skills on scalometers, and you can always return to the step-by-step to get more help. So you click on Go to Problems, and the students have been doing this since September 10th about. And up here you see what they said, scalometer, they see the step-by-step, they say the hint. If I click on this, these are all of the skills that the students are working on in this section. And I'm going to post this over here so we can kind of watch as we go through the section what's happening. So it asked me the number of y-intercepts. And I'm going to choose the right answer. As I choose the right answer, you notice that the scalometer goes up. I just did something correctly. It doesn't say that I know it and make it full. It says you answered it correctly once. And then I'll enter in the right answer for this. And I can watch another scalometer go up. For this one, I'm going to actually enter in the wrong answer. And I'm going to watch, oh, it actually still goes up by 1. And people are concerned, like, well, why would it still go up? It doesn't go up all the way to orange. It's still saying you know what you're doing, or you know what to click on the computer, and maybe you'll get it right the next time. So they're giving you sort of a little bit of the benefit for just doing the right step next, but it's not as high as the ones that I got correct. Again, if you click on it correctly, you watch it go up. If you click on it incorrectly, then it just goes up slightly, and it allows you to change that. And then if you click on it correctly, it changes. And so your goal as a kid is to have all of these colors turn to green. And they have been practicing for a while, and many of them already know what they're working on. And they'll continue to ask kids questions until they get the whole thing, all the skills turned to green. So finished it. I now have a few that are green, a few that are sort of this, or a few that are orange, some that are red-orange, and I'm done. I went through the whole thing just like the step-by-step. It saves this progress. So again, saves this progress. I'm just going to pin it so we can watch. This time, how many y-intercepts? If I answer correctly, notice that now it's going up. It's almost yellow. Again, if I answer this one correctly, the next one will go up almost to yellow. If I answer this one correctly, it goes up, but it doesn't, again, go up as high because I didn't get it right the first time. Does it have a minimum x value? No. Watching it go up, does it have a maximum? No. And so I can watch those continue to go up as I get them correct. Now notice those didn't go quite as high because we're still trying to figure out, they want you to practice enough problems. Does it have a minimum? Yes. Does it have a maximum? No. And so then they fill all of this out, and because of their kind of step-by-step, they learn what to type in. And see, I accidentally left this one blank, so it's going to penalize me a little bit. And so then I type in the correct answer. It's good. So I'm still having issues with this x-intercept. So when I click I'm done, it's going to give me another problem. So the kids can't move on to their next section or their next skill until they really have mastered it. So now when I click this, it went from all the way from orange to green, and that's our goal for kids. When they're working on this, if they have to log off, they just click home. It saves their progress, and I always suggest logging off so that they can, there's just no login issues later. So you just click log off. It will take you back to a screen like this, and then the kids, again, are ready to go. So that's just a brief introduction of how are the students using the program. And again, they're using it in Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2 at the high school. They're using a very similar program, a little bit different picture to it at 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade levels. And we just wanted to give you kind of an introduction of what are your students doing. If you have any questions, ask them. They're the experts, but if their student can't answer your question, please contact your teacher. If it is a system issue, like pop-up blockers or whatever, again, contact the Carnegie support. They can give you information on how to get either your Java, your pop-ups, or whatever to be fixed. Thank you.